On that note, lift the toes and just put the toes down. Lift and roll the shoulders. Breathing in, turn the head to the left. And breathing out, turn your head to the right. Into the left. And breathing out to the right. Come back to the centre. And breathing in, raise both hands. Clasp and reverse. Breathing out, go to one side. Come to the centre, stretch up. Breathing out, go to the other side. Come to the centre. Breathing out, just turn slightly to one side. Come to the centre. And turn slightly to the other side. Come to the centre. Just lift your heels. Chest balance this morning. Lower the heels and lower the arms. Hands, feet just a little bit apart, hands slide down. Bend your knees, feel the abdominal muscles just engage. Breathing in, coming up to standing. Lift and roll the shoulders. And just circle the wrists one way. And then circle the wrists in the opposite direction. Lift and roll the shoulders. Clasp the hands behind your back. Aim the knuckles to the ground. Open the shoulders. Look up if that is okay for your neck, if not, look forward. Bring the head to the centre. Separate the hands and slide the hands down the backs of the legs. Breathing in, just slide the hands around to the shins as you lengthen, half lift. And breathing out, curl in. Breathing in, half lift. And stay here as you breathe out. Breathing in, rolling up to standing. Lift and roll the shoulders. Breathing in, raise the right arm. If you've gone the other way, don't worry. Breathing out, turn the head to the left. Breathe in, come back to the centre. And breathing out, lower the right arm. Breathing in, raise the left arm. Breathing out, turn the head to the right. Breathing in, coming back to the centre. And breathing out, lower the arm. Lift and roll the shoulders. Bring the hands to below the navel. Breathing in, raise the hands, and then just turn the palms to go upwards. Breathing out, lower the arms. And again, breathing in, raising up, turn, stretch up, and breathing out. And one more time, breathing in, going up, and then breathing in, hands out, come back, palms down as you breathe in, come back, and lower. Breathing in as you go out, back, palms down, and again. shoulders again once more. And come to lying on your back. Start with the knees bent and the feet on the floor. Palms either down beside you or resting on the abdomen. And just come to start by swaying your knees from side to side. And your feet can be wider than hip width apart as an option. You feel the hip on one side lifting slightly. And then you can optionally start to involve the head by turning the head side to side. Yogically, you move your head away from the direction of the knees. But I really don't mind if your head moves in the same direction as the knees. You're getting the same massage. It's just head and knees in opposite directions gives greater rotation. And I guess it's like mind-brain coordination. Just coming back to the centre. And extend your right leg along the floor, hugging the left knee to your chest. If you're stiff today, you can just keep a bend in your right knee. Just enjoy hugging the knee to the chest on the left side. And then just very gently circle your left knee. The circle might be quite small. And then change direction and circle the left knee in the opposite direction. Hug the left knee into the chest and then roll the entire body to the right. You might use your left elbow squishing on the ground just to roll you over. The knee might not come to the ground. Your left foot can be against your right leg or just wherever things. Your left hand is on your waist and it's opening up the left shoulder. You're stiff in there. And your right hand just rests somewhere along the outer thigh of your left thigh. Your head can really be just comfortable. You might like to look to the left or just looking up. If you extend your right leg and right heel and then just relax and release it, you're just stretching out. And very gently think about rolling back and just hugging your left knee into your chest. Place your left foot on the floor. Bend up your right knee, right foot on the floor. And press both feet down to just lift your bottom and straighten yourself out. And then extend the left foot along the ground. And hug the right knee into the chest. And then start to circle the right knee while you're holding it with both hands in one direction. And then circle the right knee in the opposite direction. And then come to the centre and roll the entire body to the left. You might like to use the right back of your arm to help you over. Right hand goes on the right waist and left hand goes somewhere on the outside of the right thigh. Looking either up, but wherever is comfortable, maybe to the right. Eyes can be open or closed. And if you extend your left heel and knees to relax a little bit, just straighten yourself out a little bit more. And notice again that your right shoulder is just open. It's like a cactus arms. You've got the support of the floor. And very gently thinking about rolling back. Bend your both knees and place both feet on the floor to lift your bottom if you need at all and straighten yourself out. And then hug one knee and then the other knee into the chest. And just rock from side to side. And notice if you're engaging your abdominal muscles or you're letting the hands do the work. So again, yogically, you would hold your knees lightly, you would engage your abdominal tummy muscles, and you would move, you go slightly lower down on the back. But if you want to let your knees hug in and be very comforting, that's fine too. And then hugging both knees to the chest. As you next breathe in, raise the left leg and the left arm behind you. Your chin will naturally go down towards your chest, and you can bend the left arm if you haven't got room or you don't want to stretch out. Extend your left heel. And then when you next breathe out, hug the left knee into the chest. And when you're ready, now extend the right arm and the right leg. Right heel. And when you're ready, hug the right knee into the chest. And once more to each side in your own breath pattern. And then just supporting the legs underneath the thighs to place one foot and then the other back down onto the ground. Just sway the knees from side to side again. Palms can be down alongside you or resting on the abdomen. And then hugging the left knee into the chest. Open the left knee to the left and just place the left ankle on top of the right thigh. It's a figure of four, an upside down pigeon. And just very gently sway the knees from side to side. experiment by extending your left heel. Just feel what muscles that it uses in your left leg, and then you can relax your left heel again. And if you can either stay like this, or if you want to take it a stage further, come into the centre, tummy in, lift your right foot off the floor, and take your hands through to hold underneath your right thigh. That is an option, stronger. And again, you've got the option to extend your left heel. Some yoga texts invite you to extend your right heel, but I attended a whole session on why that doesn't serve any purpose, because it doesn't add anything to the pose, so again, all optional. And then just release your foot down, back the right foot to the ground. Hug the left knee into the chest, and supporting the left leg underneath. Extend the left leg to the ceiling, and just extend the left heel and point the left toes a few times. And then circle the left ankle in one direction. And circle the left ankle in the opposite direction. And then hug the left knee into the chest and place the left foot on the floor. Just sway your knees from side to side. And then come to hug the right knee into the chest. And open the right knee to the right and place the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Palms down alongside you. And just sway both knees from side to side. The sway can be small or a little bit larger. And you can play with extending your right heel and see if this makes any difference. And just relaxing it. And again, this is optional. If you want to go further, lift your left foot off the ground and place your hands to hold underneath your left thigh, clasping your hands. You'll feel this more in the outer right side of your hip. And again, you've got the option of extending your right heel and hugging your left knee in towards you. That's quite hard. Your left heel and relax. And then just very gently place the left foot onto the floor. Hug underneath your right thigh to extend the right leg up to the ceiling. Extend the right heel and point the right toes a few times, pointing and flexing the foot. And then circle the right ankle a few times in one direction. And circle the ankle a few times in the opposite direction. And then very gently bend the right knee, hugging it into the chest. And place the right foot onto the ground. palms either down alongside you or resting on the abdomen. And we're just going to take a few breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then very gently place your hands, palms down on the floor, and just a couple of pelvic tilts. And optionally, when you next flatten your back to the ground, you can lift your bottom up a little bit from the floor into a forward bridge pose. Chin comes to chest, and when you next breathe out, lower back to the ground. And pelvic tilt again. And then again, when you're ready, optionally press your feet into the ground and lift your bottom a little bit or not. It strengthens the back, but you've got to find your level, and then breathing out, lower down. And once more, hug the knees into the chest. In your own time, hug both knees into the chest as you breathe out. And very gently as you breathe in, let both knees travel to arm's length. A couple of times to your own breath pattern. And then just very gently place your feet, support under your thighs, back onto the ground. Roll to the side. And take your time to come up to the seat position. Flesh out from under the bottom. And just palms to either side of you, your feet can be slightly apart, and coming forward, leading with the chest, tummy in. Just slide your hands down your shins. And when you stop, where you stop, that's fine. Just relax forward. And then breathing in, just slide the hands up. Touch your hands to either side of the mat to lengthen the body. And sliding the left hand out, raise the right elbow and just come over. You can extend the right hand, right arm if you want to. It's stretching the right side. Tummy in. As you press your left hand down and come upright, lower the right arm. And slide the right hand to the right. Raise the left elbow and come over to the right. And try to keep your left buttock on the ground. And then tummy in as you press your right hand down to support you coming up. And just roll your shoulders and a nod again to the side movement by just sliding your hands down the shins. And then just very, very gently slide your hands up, and we're going to bend the knees and come onto all fours.
Hands under the shoulders, knees.
Losing your pants here.
It's the water malfunction. You make me think now about mine.
Then things slip, don't they? Knees, hip width apart. And just start by swaying the bottom from side to side. And you might find that your head goes in one direction and your bottom goes in the other. When we come to the centre, so with cat-cow, just maybe keep it neutral, Rosie, for a couple. But dipping your back, looking up, rounding your back, shoulder to chest. Just a couple more times to your own breath pattern. And then just bring your bottom towards your heels. How far is up to you. You might want to stretch your hands forward into a forward puppy pose. Your bottom can stay up, and you'll just feel a stretch in your upper back. Your head can touch the mat or not, depending on where you are. You can have your feet flat, your toes tucked under. You'll feel a stretch under your arms as well. If that's uncomfortable, you can keep your arms slightly bent. Tummy is engaged even here. And then bring your right arm across your body, across your head. Extend your left arm, so this becomes quarter dog. Really focusing on stretching out the left arm. Again, if the left arm is hurting at all, just bend it slightly at the elbow. And then slide your left hand across you as you extend your right arm, quarter dog on the other side. And again, if it's too much, just always bend your elbow to soften your toes. And then coming back to all fours. And move your hands to the left to step up with your right foot. And hands to either side of your right foot. Just be comfortable. And just stretch forward, both hands on the ground. Lengthen your spine and just stretch into the right hip. So lunge. And then very gently come back, slide the right leg back. And move your hands now to the right, which will give space for your left leg to slide up. Hands to either side of your left leg and just again stretch into that lunge. And then slide the left leg back. So we're going to come to standing, and you can do this in your own way, or come to standing by a downward dog. So those of you who want to join the downward dog, tummy in, tuck your toes, lift your bottom, lengthen the back, and then lengthen your legs. You can walk the dog by bending one knee and then the other. And then walk your feet to your hands to your feet. Keep your knees bent. And start to very, very gently roll up.
standing. Feet hip width apart. Lift and roll the shoulders. And just very subtly go from side to side. So it's balancing one side and then it's balancing your sides. It kind of shows up any imbalance in your feet. The toes are spread. And then find your centre. And just bring your hands to your heart centre and feel that this lifts you, so it's an uplifting movement for the mood, helped by this lovely sunshine today. And then we're going to carry on with our arms up above our head in Venus lock, so interlock the hands, second fingers are up. And normally, I think it's women left over right, but whichever way goes, thumbs over. And just stretch up. Look up. Feel that stretch in the body. Then bring the head to upright and just sway from side to side. Then come to the centre and just come to lower the arms, coming back through the centre. Drop the hands, lift and roll the shoulders, and just open the arms, hugging yourself, coming forward and just swaying from side to side, opening the upper back. Calming the nervous system as it chills down. And then we'll just open your arms to cross over to the other side. And we'll just sway from side to side. And then just release. Lift and roll the shoulders. We don't often do tree. I'm going to do a modified tree. So standing on your left leg, just lift your right heel and perhaps rest it against your left foot. If you want to be super balanced and raise your left leg up, do, but I'm just not great at that. So you can keep your foot balanced. Oh gosh, well done. I'm going to keep my toes firmly on the floor. In order to maintain any semblance of balance, you generally have to lift here at the heart. And for those of you who are super organised, you can raise your arms up. Gosh. And then just very gently going. Oh, really well done, Sean. I can see that. Nice balance there. Just a little at the end. And just coming to the other side. So pressing your right toes down. One of the things you've got to be very careful of is that in order to achieve the balance, you don't almost go skew whiff and almost put too much pressure on your hips. So you're better off pressing your foot down, keeping the other toes on the floor. Oh dear.
No.
This is a very classic yogic balance. Pixasana on the tree. Well done. It just kind of highlights the balance of our minds as well.
It's easier on the hard floor.
That's right.
It's easier on the hard floor.
Well done. And then just release. Yes. I don't do that very often, but just a much easier side to side to make you feel better.
Yes.
whether you go side to side like this, whether you bring your hands higher, that comes addition to the backing of the yantra, it's a greater movement. It's said to change your perspective as well, because it's hard to retain stress when your focus is going from side to side. And just come to stillness, bring your feet parallel into your shoulders. And I'm not going to suggest locust, but I'm going to suggest the pose which I think you'll find in yoga a little bit, which is Sphinx. So just lying on your tummy before you come to a form of relaxation. And on your elbows, adjust your feet as wide as you need to. Looking down at the earth, you can have your feet flat, tucked, flat. And just adjust your elbows, looking down, your eyes are open or closed. As you press your elbows into the ground, you'll just feel everything stretching out your lower back. The further forward you've got your elbows, the softer that is on the angle of your lower back. You're supposed to have your hands straight ahead, but if you want to cross over and eventually just put your forehead on your backs of your hands, which is moving away from feet slightly, then you can. Lying in your tummy is supposed to encourage you to breathe better. You can feel your tummy against the floor and almost going into your back. The yin pose, you'd be here for about 5 minutes. I'm not going to suggest that. The weird thing of being a back bend is you're lifting from the heart. And then your head is down, so it's calm. If you want to, while you're here, tuck your toes under and stretch out your toes and stretch out your lung meridians, is it Sue? Yep. You can do with one foot, stretching the leg and the heel back, lifting it off the ground. And when you're ready, you can lower and go to the other side, tucking the toes, heel up to the ceiling, lifting the leg, stretching the heel back away from you. It frees off the front of the hips too. Lower your head to the backs of the hands, getting tired. And then in the back, National Back Programme, they have something called Jelly Wobble, which is wobbling yourself from side to side slightly. And it's supposed to be relieving from the lower back. Your head can be up or down. Separating it. And then you can either stay here, or if you want to come out of it, then just come to lying on your backs, hugging your knees into your chest. You're very welcome to do that. Oh God! So I'm hugging the knees into your chest. So this is an up or a feet on the floor. It's an upside down child's pose. And you can just stay static or you can very gently circle the knees in one direction, both the knees together, and then the other, or you can just subtly rock from side to side, perhaps a smaller movement here. I'm going to stay here for quite a few breaths. A chance to stretch out the lower back. Calm the nervous system. A reminder that everything is connected in the body, which in turn connects to our mental and emotional states. Here, the body is not really being asked to support itself too much. And so, those muscles that normally support us are being given permission to relax. I think they take a little while sometimes to feel safe to let go. Just move subtly to where it suits you. So the yoga world has various energies, subdivisions of subtle, not just body, and then subtle mind divisions. More than just one physical body. And then perhaps take a moment to have a thought for the day. A wish for you, a wish for somebody close to you. That thought drift away. The intention for the day has been set. And now just pick a colour for the day. And just wrap yourself like candy floss in that colour, conferring protection for the day ahead. Only positive things come through, so barrier against anything negative. Just like a cool, almost like an orchid. It covers your outside and all that coloured energy is permeating inside as well. And just breathe in more coloured air, more coloured energy. As you breathe out, just let go and put into that out breath anything that's not working, serving you today. And really focus back to the nostrils, drawing in that coloured choice of energy today. Just breathe out. Not suited. And coming out, sounds inside and outside. That's all. And you can either stay here and come gradually to move your fingers and toes and come to a seated position. And I read a card or two for the day. hands